Because I don't have enough to have a box for every, I don't have enough space, but I also don't have enough of any one color to keep them, to have like that many boxes for every color. I've combined them. So this is at the beginning of the rainbow, red, orange, yellow, and this is green, blue, and purple. And then these are neutrals, and these are alterables. The alterables are like journals and like little tins. Anything that you can, I guess, alter. When I put stuff in there, it's things that I think that I'm going to do because at some point in time, I'm going to, channel my inner Amy and become a MacGyver and do something really cool with it. And obviously, I don't quite have the confidence for altering things because the box is overflowing. But someday I will get there and I will do that stuff. These larger jars, this one holds all my ribbon. I actually don't use ribbon a whole lot, so I just keep it all in one jar, but I also think it kind of looks cool because it's all in one jar. And I also really love the fact that these jars match those jars. And if you want the jars that match the making memory ones, this was at Target and it was $7. And this one is full of ephemera. So if you think like Jenny Bolin, Seven Gypsies, Tim Holtz, like his little tags and their labels and stuff, that would be in this jar. And then I have this unit. Oh, good tip. This is the Making Memory desk unit, and all of these are the white organization, but because I didn't like the white on the brown desk, I went and got like a $5 can from Walmart of the, I guess, Chiron, I think, but it's paint and it sticks to everything, so I painted them all, spray painted them all brown so that they would blend better. Anyway, this is my journaling spot. So everything in here I use for journaling. I have like journaling kind of paper that's lined, labels, tags, anything that I would use for journaling is in this area, so it's all in one spot. And I know it's kind of hard to see, but around the corner here, I have all of my journaling pens. So like I said, do all the stuff over there when I'm done to embellish and journal. I bring the page over here to the desk, and I do the end results, or the end little details. Sorry, I'm still. Okay, this box, this houses my paper. It is not all of my paper. I have more paper in the drawer underneath, the drawers underneath. I keep my paper, again, in rainbow, so this spot here is red, orange, yellow. This is green, blue, and purple, which I don't have a lot of purple, but these are neutrals. What I do is I try to keep my selection small because it forces me to just grab something and start doing instead of like worrying about which one matches better. So when these start going low, then I just grab paper from underneath, beat it. Letter stickers. These are mostly like thickers or anything that's small enough to fit in these slots. White, black colors. And then the ones that don't fit in those slots, like the larger 12 by 12. These are in these drawers. This drawer is entirely made up of words, so anything that would have like the full word or a saying on it, I keep in this drawer, so I can either cut it up or use it as it is. These are my stamps. I probably don't use stamps as much as I could. I keep them organized by phrases and letters, and then I have designs, like little people or flowers and stuff. And then I have this whole spot here is all journaling stamps, so like the lined stamps that you would later write journaling on. This is all that's in here, and this is probably the only one that I actually use. Inspiration books. I keep, I'll move this out of the way. I keep ones that I refer back to or that I haven't completely read. That's kind of my system. Once I've read it and I find that I haven't referred back to it in a while, then I purge it, pass it on. This one, obviously, I look at a lot because I don't even put it away correctly. And then my printer, which I use all the time. Then I have my other organization here, which would be tools. So this is shapes, circle punches, squares, stars. My blocks for stamping, and then border punches, and then down here I keep the other miscellaneous tools like my crocodile, stapler, a hole punch, and then I don't even know what this is called, but the one that makes the metal rim tags. So these are miscellaneous tools. So that is how I have this organized. And then we're going to move to the IKEA shelf here. Kyle's repositioning. Kyle, my son, is 13, and he is doing the video taping for me, and I appreciate that. So this is a shelf that I picked up at IKEA, and it weighs about 5,000 tons, but it fits the stuff that I need very nicely. The top half is, this side is books, but a lot of it's filled again with things that are just like, have sentimental value or I think are pretty or cute. Some of them even date back to my high school teenage room that I got. Back, like this apple here was from my mom when I was into this apple phase and I collected apple things. I don't know, but it's an entirely red marble apple. It's really kind of cool looking. I have all of my scrapbooks in here. These are by year. I don't have them labeled, I haven't got that far yet. But it starts from the first scrapbook that I made, and then each year, some of them have a couple years just so that I don't have a lot of photos from those years. And then each child has their own color. Like these, they're not in order because Zach's been looking at them, I can tell, because that's how I know that he's been into them, because they're not in order. Zach's are these brown, Kyle's are the darker brown, the lighter brown. Austin's are black. This red corduroy is Keegan. These red books are kind of miscellaneous subjects like All About Me. One of them is All My Mom. This is how I organize my photos that are printed. These are from Creative Memories. The really large one here is basically the equivalent of 4 of these. In the large one, each one of my boys has their own spot. Amanda hasn't been here for a while, so I'm kind of caught up on her pictures. She moved to Florida. She's actually going to be 21 in a couple months. So I don't have as many pictures of her left, so I keep them in this box with photos of me, so this is me and her. And then this themed box is Christmas or things that I'm collecting, like pictures of the boys doing the same thing, like they, like to make a collection page of like all the boys playing t-ball at the same age or something like that. So those will be in here. And when I get done with the layout, I put it in a sheet protector and I stick it here until it goes into an album. So these are the ones that need to go into albums. And that's how I have those organized. Oh, and these are photo albums that need to be made into scrapbooks. Okay, so now I'm going to move over to my art counter. This is where I do most of the work on things. I work there, and then when I'm done and it's dry, I will put the layout, and then I'll take it over there and do that, and then my layout stack here. This stack is actually for a class that I'm working on, Get Inspired by Words. So I have them here to photograph them, and then when they get done, I will put them in page protectors and stick them in my little shelf there. And move my stool out of the way. This is kind of how my area looks most of the time. I kind of leave stuff out. I'm not the greatest at taking care of things when I'm done. I am doing much better than I used to because you can actually see parts of the counter. For a while there, that wasn't even possible. I insisted on a pegboard the minute that I moved here. I love the idea of having things out and where you can see them because I do honestly think my personality, if I don't see it regularly, then I forget that I have it and I won't use it. So having the stuff out reminds me that I got it, and then it makes me try to use different things that I don't. Like, if these were in a drawer, I would probably forget about them and not use them as much, but I keep them out, so when I'm doing some paint on layout, sometimes I'll use those to make circles or lines or whatever. I like keeping all my colors out for paint because it gives me, when I'm seeing them up there, sometimes they'll catch my eye, and then the ones that catch my eye are the ones that I'll use. This canvas is hanging here because I started it, went to put this decal on it. I was trying to do like a quote with this big flower, and the flower, once I got it up, it was just not a big purple fan, and kind of whatever I stuck it with, the more purple it looked to me, and it just to the point. So I pitched the decal, but I kept the canvas, and it's going to hang there until I figure out what I'm going to do. I love also with the pegboard the cool things that they have now, because I know when my dad had a pegboard back in Michigan when I was growing up, he just had like hooks, so everything had to hang on a hook. But now they've got all these really cool things like this, which is actually a screwdriver holder. I saw this and was like, oh yes. Brought it home, and my paintbrushes fell through because they're skinnier than the holes for the screwdriver. But I fixed it because I'm got a cookie up there. I put a rubber band around the edge of it, or around the end of it. It's not in the way for where I paint, but it does keep it from going all the way through the holes. So that is how I fixed that, but I love this. I also have holes that are the size of the stickles, so I can keep those upside down and keep them right there where I can see them. This is a drill holder, and because these ATG guns are the size of drills, it fits in there perfectly, so that works. Yeah, so I just kind of used the stuff and had a fun day at Lowe's that day, and got whatever I could and put it here. And again, it helps me to keep the stuff out where I can see it because it reminds me to use it. I keep all my spray inks right here. These are the ones that I use regularly. I have more over here. So when I run out of something here, I'll just feed it down until I use them up. I keep all my stamps here. I'm going to let Kyle move. I keep my stamps here, upside down, like you're supposed to. Again, this is another thing, so I've taken each one of them, put a label on the side, and put a dot. These are just backwards. The labels are on the other side because, again, Zach was stamping his sight words for school, so he was using different colors, and I haven't quite trained him to put them back with the color out. But I like having the colors out because then when I'm doing something and I see that color, I'll be like, oh, that's the color I want to use. So it's important to me to have, you know, to see stuff like, you know, the colors and stuff like right away and have it kind of in my face. When I'm doing pages, sometimes things don't work out. Like this was something that I did for journaling. And then when I got done with the page, it just didn't look right on the page, so I pulled it off. But because I have 4 kids, I often journal the same story more than one time. So this story involved more than one child. So when I do this for the other child that was involved, it was a Zach and Keegan story. So I already did one page, and I'll probably put it in Zach's book. So when I do Keegan's book, I'll just make sure that I incorporate that in so it doesn't get wasted. And then these are photos that I was doing a page of Keegan, and I didn't like the way the layout looked with all the photos on there. So these photos will hang on the wall until I do a page and use them. I just keep them out, keep looking at them. So this is my art table, and I hope you enjoyed taking a look at my studio. I obviously love to spend a lot of time in here. I'm very spoiled. One of the other things that's a benefit is if you could see like where the camera's at right now, I can actually fit like a 6-foot folding table, so I can have a couple friends come over and we can, you know, play around and I can have company. So it's really fun to be able to have this space that's mine, but yet like, you know, the boys come in here and they feel, you know, free to do the things that they do. So I'm very blessed with it, and I really hope that you enjoy taking a look at it. Thanks.